Chris, congratulations.
Thank you.
Can you put into words what this journey, where it's going? Is it dreamland? Is it reality? How does it feel?
I think we've once you experience what we've experienced and what we are experiencing, then you don't think of you're only thinking about now. You're not thinking about an end date, and we're not thinking about what we've just done. We're thinking about now, and we're in the moment. And how do we stay in the moment? By keep on achieving, So we're in a great position, of course. Extremely proud of what's happening, but by no means are we thinking that that the next one in front of us is something that's going to lead to something even bigger. We know where we are. We know what to focus on. Keep focusing on what we've been focusing on, and that's ourselves. And then because we're getting that right, there seems to be more games coming our way. So that's all we can do. We're very much in the we're in a positive frame of mind. We know we need to keep focusing on our identity, and we know we've got a vision, we've got an identity, and then when we stick to that, that gives us a chance to gives us a chance in the game, because we know what we need to do to perform. We know what our game plan is. So we need to try and, as much as we possibly can, not think about the outcome and the possibilities, because they're endless. There's only so much that we can control. Some things are out of your control. What's in our control is ourselves and our performance, and that's all we look at.
Can I ask about Ashley? Because obviously we've seen the pictures of him in a sling, and he's obviously got ice packs, etc., on his shoulder. What is the injury, and what is the extent of the injury?
Well, we think it was when he fell, actually. Collided with Johnny, and he fell and landed on his hand, but with a straight arm, I believe, which was a bit of an impact on his shoulder, but he'll be okay. Ash will be fine. He's a bit bruised and sore, but Ash will be okay. He'll be fine.
Because there were reports, as that the rumour mill goes around that it had been dislocated, so that's not the case?
No, not the case, no. You know what, it sounds better, actually. He's going to play with a dislocated shoulder, doesn't it? But, and he would, if we let him, but no, that's not true.
Okay, so what happens to him this week? You've got 6 days between games, which seems like a luxury so far. What is the process for him to get him right for Friday?
Yeah, really now is just, he's probably a little bit more sore today than yesterday, just because of the time in 48 hours after the game. But just get him on the grass as soon as we can. Probably won't be for another day or two, but he's not somebody that, of course, we've got, I wouldn't say it was a worry or a doubt, but we know we need to look after him. But I don't think, I'd be surprised if he doesn't make the game. So whatever we need to do between now, whatever he needs really physically, a little bit of stimulus just to get his legs going and moving, ready for the next one.
His character and his commitment to Wales is well known. Was he already telling you, maybe minutes after the game, don't you dare drop me?
I wouldn't drop him, because when you have to have faith in your captain, and I've got unlimited faith in Ash. And I wanted to take him off because I thought he was, he couldn't move his shoulder, but and we had James Collins waiting to go on the pitch, which wasn't a problem. Ash being Ash, he didn't want to come off, and you have to trust your captain. And I think we were right to do that. Yeah, he thrives on that. I think all players want to play in the top level. They want to play against the best teams when everything's riding on it. That's where all the excitement is. And Ash is no different, and he's enjoying the experience like all of us.
There seem to be some inevitables during this tournament. England in the group stages. It's Belgium again, deja vu. How do you feel about facing Belgium now?
Yeah, watched the game last night. Obviously, it was a convincing win for Belgium against Hungary, and Hungary have had a good tournament. Belgium are Belgium. They play the way they play. They've got the players on the pitch and on the bench that would grace any international team. But we've. I I think in the last 4 years we've had 4 meetings. They've won 1, we've drawn 2, we won the last one. So there's nothing for us to be afraid of. There's no fear from us. Or we see it as, of course, the game is going to be built up as, it's a quarter-final of a major tournament. Once we start getting carried away with that, everything I told you earlier about us focusing on ourselves, that goes out the window. So whatever we've done to get us here, we need to keep doing that. So there's no, we've faced all different types of opposition in this tournament, different challenges, and that's how we see it. It's the challenge, and there's 11 more people on the pitch wearing different jerseys. Our game plan has to stay the way it is. Our focus is on ourselves. So, yes, Belgium are a good team, and that's why they're here, and that's why we're here to judge ourselves against the top opposition. So, no doubt this will be another good spectacle for football.
Not to at all diminish the challenge ahead of you, but the mere fact that Belgium may be a more positive outlook than your previous opponents, you with a positive outlook as well, will those two styles, maybe their styles suit you more, the fact that you can maybe have a little bit more room to express yourselves?
I think a team like Belgium, if you go too open, they'll go through you like a knife through butter. They've got the personnel to do that. So that's not me giving away any secrets of how we're going to play against Belgium. They will do their homework on us. They know how we play. We know the same about them. But I think, when what our team has done very, very well is step up. When there's been a big challenge, they've stepped up to that. And Belgium have been here before in the quarter-final of a major tournament, and we haven't. So it's new for us. We are the underdogs in this game. We are the underdogs. They'll be expected to win because they're expected to win most games with the players they've got. But football isn't like that. It's not like that at all. So another big challenge for us. It's another great challenge to be involved in. And obviously we're looking forward to it.
Just final question from me. It's a long slog, these tournaments, and with the camps you've been in prior to that. How, even with the achievements you've done, how do you just keep the energy levels up? How do you keep the enthusiasm up? Because you get fine 24 hours after a victory, that's easy. For the next few days, people could be tired, fatigued. How do you keep that going?
We can't be tired and we can't be fatigued. We just can't, because this tournament will come and go. I said at the start, yes, it's tough. We've been together a long time, 5 or 6 weeks, however long it is. But we can't complain, because I've been desperate to be in this situation all my career. Never did it as a player, of course, and chance now as a manager. So it's not easy, but we've got everything to be positive about, everything to look forward to. I said, even in the start of the tournament, where it was the group stages, and everybody look at whenever our time's up, whether we prolong this experience or whenever it is that we need to go, and people will think that's the end of something, but it's really not, not with this group. We look at our players, the age of our players. There's a lot of experience that this group, there's a lot of success they could get. They're capable of it, and this is just a learning curve for us to go on to other things, for them to go on to other things. So I'm loving this. Absolutely loving it. It's tough. It's tense, it's tough, it's exciting, because the future's not written. We don't know what it's going to be in a game of football or in anything. But what we do in football, we tend to think of a million different scenarios, don't we? And what could happen in the next 90 minutes, and nearly all of them don't happen. So let's just enjoy it while we're here, like we have been enjoying it. But we've been enjoying it because we've been competing. We've been competing in a way where we believe that we should compete, and that's important. That identity that we've got, we've tried to stick to it, and that's been important. And I think that's why we've got a good vibe around the camp still. It's exciting, and they're looking forward to this next one coming up.
Chris, given what you say, Are you feeling any pressure whatsoever?
It's a good pressure. Because I always expect this to, when we perform like we can perform, I expect from us, because we're good, we're a good team. And I think that's the pressure that other people will look at it, and there'll be a different type of pressure in their heads probably that they'll think we're under or I'm under. Pressure for me is how do I get this team to do what they're capable of? That's it. Again, the result is a lot of times things happen and you can't control it. You have a bit of bad luck or whatever. What you can control is yourself. What I can control is the team. I try to control the team, try to control how they enter the field of play, making sure they've got a clear vision in their head of what's needed, what they're capable of. And once they perform to that, I don't feel pressure at all, no. And I only feel pressure from myself when I think I'm not getting what I need from this team and what they're capable of. So that pressure I get from myself, but outside of that, I don't, football is football, and one day you're absolutely magnificent, and the next day you're absolutely nothing. I said before, and I always keep myself in the middle ground, because that's where reality is, basically. You're not as good as what people say you are, and you're never as bad as what they say you are. You're in the middle ground, you're nice and safe, and I'm still there now, to be honest. I know, I can imagine what's going on back home, because of, we're in the quarterfinals. But the reality is, I'm exactly the same person as when I arrived. We are, as a group, as a staff, as players. And we as much as we can, we stay focused on whatever that next challenge is, and that's what we have to do.
And what about the pressure you feel that maybe Mark Wilmots is under? Because he appears to be always under the microscope because of what you were saying, the sort of strength of the squad that he's got.
Yeah, I think people will look at Mark, a lot of people look at Mark and be envious of the quality and the strength and depth he's got in the squad, and the choices he's able to make, the substitutions he's able to make. But that comes with its own problems, it's all relative. I think going into the tournament, the pressures on Mark and Belgium because of the team they've got will be, or they have to at least get to the semi-final or the final or even win it. So that comes with its own pressures. It's not easy for Mark. It's not easy for any manager. But I can honestly say I don't look at other managers and feel too much sympathy or whatever, or love, because I know how tough the job is. It's all about yourself. It's all about your own team. It is dog eat dog. I've got to say I did feel for Michael O'Neill after the game, because I thought Northern Ireland have had a great tournament. I think Michael's done a great job, and on the day it was a little bit of luck, a little bit of fortune that went our way, could have gone their way. So you do feel that afterwards, especially with Michael, because I know him very well. But predominantly, it's going to be me against him, us against them, and whoever comes out on top comes out on top.
Has this squad surpassed your expectations?
No, I can say that under my heart. And I think we have to remember, the experience we've had the last couple of years, and in some of the performances that these players have put on for the nation has been breathtaking. So, hence why we're so vigilant in how we prepare ourselves, concentrate on ourselves, because I think we are very capable. This team has ability and they're capable. So, it's easy for me to sit here now because we're in the quarterfinals and say, you don't expect anything in football, because it's a game that can turn really quickly. But what I do know is the group of people we got together are very good, and you need a bit of luck. You need them to perform at their maximum, and if you get all that in the same mix, you've always got a great chance. We find ourselves in a great position. But I'm not sitting there pinching myself thinking, wow, how's that happened? It's happened because we're good enough to be here. It hasn't happened over 190 minutes. This has happened, it was 10 campaign games, and now we're going into our 5th game in the tournament. You can't get lucky over that amount of games. That tells you something about the players we've got, the team we've got. But it's the next one. And we've got to concentrate on the next one. We've got to concentrate on our performance.
Just going back on another fitness matter, Joe Ledley seems to do an hour every game, a bit more than an hour. And then obviously after Saturday was fit enough to dance on the table in the dressing room. Any fitness worries with him, and just how has he come on through the tournament, would you say?
I think with Joe, because it was because of the nature of his injury coming into the tournament, and the games are thick and fast, and we're training in between games, so it's one, it's relentless for him. So as soon as we see a bit of fatigue, or if he can't find a level where he's used to and we're used to seeing him perform at, just a lack of fitness, really, physical fitness. And we've got bodies on the bench that we can make a change. And sometimes it's a tactical change we need to make. Sometimes it's a physical one. With Joe, we've got to be careful also. But he's done great. And I think, we've said before the tournament started what he brings to the group, not just on but off the pitch. And we've seen on the pitch what he brings, and you've seen a little bit off it, the other side of it. You don't achieve what you want to achieve with a bunch of quiet boys. You need a little bit of naughtiness. You need a good blend, and we've got a good blend.
A really good blend. And are you aware of just how big it is back home? In that somebody said to me this weekend, it's beyond football now. I mean, celebrating in the streets, etc., etc.
I don't think we can truly understand it. No, we're in a bubble, really. We're doing the same thing every day. We get up in the morning, have breakfast together. We go training, come back, have lunch together. We're in meetings in the afternoon. The players have a rest. Then we have dinner together, and we're either going to a game or we're going to bed quite early because we're training again the day after. Now, you can't, because of social media, of course, and the coverage, you can see loads of it, but you can't really understand it, I don't think, unless you're right there. So we can only imagine what the feeling is, and through our families and friends who are telling us. I think that, I think it's great for Wales. I think it's great for the nation. They deserve it. They're enjoying it. And you know what? They've never put pressure on us in this tournament. All they've done is back us and been there for us. And the team on the pitch have had a lot of positivity written about them, but the team off it is the supporters as well, and everybody's saying how well our supporters have behaved and enjoyed it and represented the country. That's huge. This is as important, and they can be proud of themselves, that's for sure.
We just take a couple more questions. Thank you. No? Yep, gentleman there.
Frank Buijs, Belgian press. If you spoke about a good plan, you prepare also a good plan to stop Eden Hazard, because yesterday he was marvelous.
I think with Eden Hazard, you can spend a month in defensive situations with your team to try to stop a player like that, and in a split second, he'll disappoint your plans. He's a very good player. So my players have faced Eden Hazard before. We know he's a great player. We're looking forward to being on the pitch with a player of his standard, because it's a huge test. Will we have special plans for Eden? No. We know about Belgium. We'll have our tactical game plan. But in terms of that one player, yes, we know where he likes to attack. We know the areas he likes to get into, the positions he likes to take up. Is playing his little 1-2s, give and goes. The fact that we know it doesn't mean we can stop it all the time, because great players can do something out of the ordinary, and you have to put Eden in that bracket.